Hi YouTube. This is my first attempt at making a video about couponing, and I had to make this video today because of Kmart. I tried with Kmart. I really tried. I Kmarted a lot last week. I couponed there a lot last week. Some days were good and some days weren't too good, and but today was the kicker. I really decided today that I don't think I can hang in there with you guys. Just to give you a little bit of background, I have a household of 5, my husband, myself, and my 3 children. The most newspapers I've ever gotten at one time was 8, and that's just because my husband and I didn't communicate properly. He bought 4 and I bought 4. But mostly on P&G weeks, I buy 4 papers. On weeks where I know that there are going to be great coupons, I buy 4 papers. And on weeks where there's so deals and so coupons, I only get 2. I like to have an even amount of coupons. So, you know, if it's an in-between week, I might get 6. Alright, so I don't get a lot of newspapers. I've never ever purchased coupons online, but that's not to say I won't. And I have purchased CVS 4 for $20s online because, you know, you need those. But I've never had to actually mail to have a clip coupons for me, because I think that, you know, whatever I need I can get. Also, I work very close to the local newspaper that sells the newspapers, and they sell you newspapers going back to, they said 6 months, and I've gone in there and I've gotten newspapers 3 weeks later and it still had the coupons in it for that week. So that's probably the reason why I've not purchased coupons online, because I really don't need to. I can always go get them from the actual newspaper. So with that said, last week when the P&G deal hit, I had to do it. I didn't go back and purchase any more papers because I still had a couple. I still had enough of the soften the coupons to make a deal work. I had used most of them the weeks prior at Rite Aid and CVS, I believe. So anyway, I had enough. And of course, I had enough for Febreze. I hadn't gotten any Febreze before last week. So I said I'm going to make the P&G deal work with just the limited amount of Gain coupons that I had. I had a few Downy left. And then I had a lot of Febreze. So I did a lot of those deals last week. And for the most part, the P&Gs went smoothly. 10 of my coupons doubled. It was a great week. In between, I chalked it up to a learning curve, because I would go in as if I was going into a CVS and get $20 worth of stuff and hand them 2 or 3 of those little $5 off coupons that we were getting because of the Glade deal or the Jergens deal. And that's when I found out you only can use one. That's one of the reasons why I don't like Kmart anymore, because you can only use one of those little red and white Catalina thingies. So that threw me off. But I chalked it up to a learning curve. And I said, okay, I'm going to give it a go. I wound up ending up last week with a $10 P&G, 2 $5 gift cards for spending over $50. And with the promise of maybe receiving 10,000 points on my Share Your Rewards card. I checked today, and none of those points have made it to my card. But we'll see. I don't know. That's another reason why I don't like Kmart, because of those points. How do you know they're on there? And who can you talk to if they're not? And do you have to keep your receipts forever? I mean, we do that anyway as couponers, but you have to find a receipt. And how do you prove that you bought? I just don't know. When I got the card last week was the first time I got the card. So they give you 5,000 points, but you have to hand the coupon in. So I've handed that coupon in, and I still don't have the 5,000 points. And I'm just like, what's taking them so long? I mean, I'm saying. Anyway, so I had the promise this morning when I walked in there of possibly having $30 to spend. I wind up only having the 20 that I had on me. But, you know, like I said, the $10 on my card should be coming soon. Anyway, so when I walked in this morning, I had just watched somebody's video. I follow everybody. I follow Shantina Says. I follow Luana. I follow Pinching Pennies. And Greg That Dude and Couponing Like a Man and SP Nation. And because of them, I've started to look at other people's videos and follow them as well. I saw, I don't know her name, I think it's Trust 843, I think that's her name. I saw her video from yesterday, so her video was a Sunday video that still had coupon, and she did the Scott deal. And I think she said her coupons doubled. So I went in today trying to do the Scott deal. Well, the first thing, my coupons didn't double. I spent over $25, so it's not that I didn't spend over $25. I spent over $25, and my coupons didn't double. I also couldn't find the free 6-pack of Reese's Pieces or something. They didn't have anymore, so I couldn't get that. So I was pissed that the coupons didn't double, but I couldn't say anything because I didn't know whether the sale was just over. So I just said, okay, I'm gonna chalk it up. I forgot what my bill came out to, because I think it was $26, and then the $5 in coupons that I gave them came off. I was hoping that $10 was going to come off of that. And then I used a $10 P&G. And then I asked if I could use my gift cards, because I didn't want to spend any money really there, any of my money. So she let me use both of the gift cards, which you can use those $5 gift cards together. And I expected to receive a $5 Catalina for my Scott tissue. And lo and behold, of course, it didn't come out after I finished making all my payments. So I burnt my $20 for Kmart. And all I got to show for it was the 3 packs of Scott tissue. I got some Cottonelles because I thought they were going to be cheap fillers, and they wound up not being cheap fillers. And I didn't need them because I already got a bunch last week when they were cheap fillers. And I got a couple, like, two shirts that were on clearance for $1.99 or something. I don't know. But, so I got a bunch of stuff that, other than the tissue, I didn't really need it. I could have took my Scott's coupons to CVS and did the 10, did the 30, spend 30, get back 10. Anyway. So, I almost went back to fight with them about not receiving my $5, and I should have. But I'm tired. I'm tired of them. I'm tired of them already, and it's been a week. I mean, last week I had to fight with them to get the gift card. One of my orders was well over $50, and the receipt printed out a little confirmation, kind of like end receipt, saying that the card you received today, yada, yada, yada. If anybody has gotten those $5 cards, you know what I'm talking about. It printed that out, but the woman never gave me my gift card. So I argued them until I was blue in the face, and I'm brown. I argued with them, left because the woman wouldn't give me the coupon, wouldn't give me the gift card, and then I had to come back the next day and argue with them some more, and they finally gave it to me. So I fought them over that $5. And then last week, I fought them again because one of those little Catalinas that we received for getting the Jergens or the Ziploc bags. Anyway, I tried to use the $5 on candy. My son's birthday party was last week, so I needed some candy for his candy bags. I bought two for $5 candy. It rang up $5. I handed her the coupon for $5. She puts the coupon in. The machine just, I don't know what it did to it, but it wouldn't spit out a receipt. And I was just like, okay, well, is there any tax? Am I going to get a receipt? What do I need? And she was like, wait, the receipt has to print out. So she called over her manager. The manager proceeded to ring up the candy again and then try to tell me that $5 that was a Catalina of $5 was going to go onto my card next week sometime. She rang up 4 bags of candy. I was walking out with 2. It took me at least 20 minutes to get out of that store and explain to them that I wasn't paying for any candy because I gave them $5 in Catalinas, and I wasn't paying $5 for 4 bags of candy, waiting for a mysterious $5 to hit my card. So it just wasn't happening. It hasn't been happening for me in Kmart. And I thank you guys for posting your deals. And if something happens where we can get tied for 2 cents at Kmart, of course I'll go and get it. But on every week occurrence, it won't happen for me in Kmart. I'm so sorry. I know you guys don't really care, but I just kind of wanted to know whether anybody else was having these strange things going on with them in Kmart. I mean, I just didn't have a pleasant experience. I tried, but it was just not, it didn't work. Another thing I don't like about Kmart is those little red and white Catalinas. You only can use one at a time. So if your bill is $20, you know, like if your bill is $20 at CVS, you go in, you give them $20 in extra bucks, and hey, we're fine, we're leaving the store. But here, you only have to, you gotta break it down. It's just too much. Kmart, I'm done. It was nice knowing you. Bye.